All right. Well, welcome. I think we're live. I think we're good. Just give it a couple minutes. All right. Welcome to the Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Carlito Santiago, and today we are going to review what went down on Friday Night SmackDown. Before we do that, if you guys can do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, drop a like, comment down below, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a stream. Well. This week's show continued with the Elimination Chamber qualifying matches and a couple of other things to note. But Cody Rhodes kicked off the show. After some backstage shots of people walking in and a recap of last week's show, Cody Rhodes made his way to the ring for a promo. As soon as he asked what the crowd wanted to talk about, Jacob Fatu's music hit. He came to the ring looking very serious. Fatu said he had Sami Zayn and Rhodes beat before Drew McIntyre got involved, and he said Cody knows it's the truth. He then called out McIntyre for a fight, which Rhodes did not seem too upset about. Nick Aldis showed up to say he gave McIntyre the night off because there is too much at stake heading into the Chamber and WrestleMania. But McIntyre ended up showing up in the crowd anyway. He got a whole little suite to himself. Fatu tried to go into the crowd and get at him, but Aldis had security cut him off. Rhodes called McIntyre a name WWE had to censor to end the promo. I forget what the name was. What did they call him a bitch? Probably. A motherfucker? Maybe. Probably a bitch. This segment was pretty average, but whenever Fatu starts to get angry, he is way more fun to watch. He brought good energy to this, even if he didn't get his hands dirty. See, this was a C+ grading. So we get to our first match of the evening, of course. Ilya Dragunov and Tama Tonga. The first match of the night saw Dragunov take on Tama Tonga. And this comes just a week after the Tongans and, of course, the MFTs, defeated Dragunov and 3 other superstars in an 8-man tag team match that the Mad Dragon was looking for some payback. So Dragunov ran at Tonga and hit a boot to the face as soon as the ref called for the bell. He had a few chops in the corner before Tama took him down and started beating on him. Both of these men were working like a physical style, but they had to do it in different ways. Tama is more of a brawler, while Dragunov is a versatile competitor who does a little bit of everything. It doesn't take long to develop some chemistry. Now, during the break, Tonga dominated most of the action, while Tongaloa, Tala Tonga, all these goddamn fucking names. Jesus Christ, I can't even except JC Mateo. Basically, all the MFTs cheered him from the ringside. Dragunov began fighting back as the show returned, and this was a solid match, but unfortunately the ending had some shenanigans, with Loa providing a distraction for Tonga to hit his finisher, so Tama Tonga got a victory. Macrodona and Apollo Crews tried to help, but it didn't do anything, and Uncle Hattie appeared on the big screen to taunt the MFTs, so at this point, I don't know where we're heading. I don't know where the fuck we are really heading. It is cool to see Tama Tonga get more opportunities as a single star, but it feels like Tala is barely being used. He's only there about a dozen television matches since he came to WWE. Anyway, grade a B. Moving on. Jade Cargill spoke. Oh, for fuck's sake. Jade Cargill had to come to the ring to brag about beating Jordynne Grace. But she also addressed Liv Morgan, who has not chose her opponent for WrestleMania yet, but she will on Monday Night Raw, and we already practically know who it's probably going to be. It's probably not going to be Jade. So honestly, I think it's going to be, again, the amount of superstars, all these superstars are more likely to face Jade Cargill. I think Liv Morgan's going to pick Stephanie Vakir because there's more. It's going to be more of a boo, cheer kind of thing. Like, look at one person, look at her, boo, cheer. It's going to be that fucking thing. But anyway, Jade had a lot of charisma here, but she always has. In some ways, it feels like she hasn't changed at all since the first time we saw her in AEW, which can be a good and a bad thing depending on how you look at it. But Cargill said she's going to show up on Raw and hear out her decision for WrestleMania. Graded a C. Moving on, Charlotte Flair, Kiana James, and Nia Jax, ladies and gentlemen, our first of the 2 qualifying matches tonight. Well, you see the next match saw the elimination qualifier this time. Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, and Kiana James fought for a spot in the cage. All 3 of these women are in tag teams, but none of them had their partners in their corner for some reason. Jax used her significant power advantage to put both opponents on the mat almost immediately, but a chop block from the Queen slowed her momentum. The Queen was probably the fan favorite pick for this match. So all three competitors were involved in most of the action, which is always common in matches like this. Sometimes we see one competitor take a break while the other two fight, and then someone swaps out. This had a couple of fun moments, but James picked up Nia Jax for a Samoan drop, which was the highlight of the match. She is someone who WWE has failed to use to her full potential, so it was great to see her get a standout moment for once, and another standout moment as it is. As Flair applied, of course, the figure 4, which then led to the figure 8. This was a pretty surprising outcome, because James was able to sneak the win by pinning Flair. So Kiana James is now in the chamber, defeating Flair and Jax. So now this takes back my prediction of who's probably going to win, and that means that it's most likely going to be probably now Alexa Bliss, because I don't want to see Tiffany Stratton go back and face Jade Cargill for the championship, because then we're pulling like a Bianca Belair type feel. So really, I mean, we don't need Io Sky in that match either. We just need fucking we need somebody else. I don't know what, I forget what the Raw, like, who the last people are. Maybe I'm going to check that out real quick. But we'll do that later. But yeah, James, this is a B-, and Kiana James is now in the match. She's not going to fucking win. Okay? So, let's move on from this, because we still got some more action. Kit Wilson, baby. Kit Wilson. Toxic masculinity has no place on SmackDown. He went one-on-one with Oba Femi. After getting on Femi's bad side last week, Wilson found himself in another match against the Ruler of Friday nights. Wilson grabbed a mic. I'm just saying that, you know, he's most likely to join SmackDown, I think. Anyway, Wilson grabbed a mic and he said he wanted to read Femi a poem he wrote, which was an ode to Oba. It was a very simple poem, but Oba said he liked it and asked for another one. Wilson read him an older poem that didn't go over well, so Femi brought him into the ring the hard way. Oh boy. And of course, one of the poems was, of course, titled 9 Reasons, or was it? The 9 Things I Hate About Men, which of course is in, it's supposed to be a little reference to a movie called 10 Things I Hate About You. And it's a really good movie, 1999. It's Heath Ledger and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I think, is in it. Yeah. Really good movie. You guys should go watch it. But yeah, hearing Wilson read that almost felt familiar. The movie felt familiar. Anyway, the Ruler proceeded to destroy Williams. Honestly, I don't want to give this a D grade, but because it was advertised, it's gonna fucking stick. Okay? He destroyed Wilson with a few moves. He had a finisher. It was barely a match. The poem reading lasted longer than the fight. So WWE needs to find something substantial for Femi soon, because he is too good to be wasted in segments like this. And Monday Night Raw could offer him some, you know, opponents to dominate. As you look at Monday Night Raw, domination. SmackDown, just the old, you know, shit. Honestly, maybe make him a contender for the U.S. title, you know. Tiffany Stratton took on Alba Fire. Oh, God, this show. With Green still injured because of her foot, Fire had to push her wheelchair to the ring so she could watch the match with Stratton. Fire tried to take control with an arm drag right away, but Tiffy quickly recovered and put her in a headlock for a little while. She showed off her agility with some leapfrogs and backflips. Chelsea cheered on Fire when she got the upper hand heading into the commercial break. When the show returned, Stratton got back into the driver's seat. While there may not have been anything bad about this, it's hard to say that this was good. It felt like they were just going through the motions at times, which made it hard to get invested. So at the top of it, this outcome was predictable. Based on how both have been booked, it was obvious that Stratton was going to win this match before it even started. So, we're just going to tell you, to Green's dismay, Tiffany Stratton hit the prettiest moonsault, and of course, captured the win. C+, nothing more to it. We got to our men's qualifier. Yep, and it's not the main event this time. See, Carmelo Hayes, the U.S. champion, Damian Priest, and Trick Williams duked it out for another spot in the Elimination Chamber, and another Elimination Chamber qualifier that would write itself out in plain sight. See, thinking that Damian Priest would be added, it's not. See, Hayes, Priest, and Williams obviously felt good to be in this position, considering that Hayes and Williams have so much shared chemistry. So Priest felt a little bit like the odd man out. Trick Willie tried to form an alliance with Hayes, but Melo wanted no part of it. He was on his own shit. Priest seized the opportunity to hit both men with a clothesline to get the action started. All three men had some great moments in this match. Hayes used his agility to mix some things up, while Priest and Williams were more of the power moves. But Trick Williams was able to hit 2 trick shots to Damian Priest to solidify the victory. And the fact that Priest has been pinned almost the last times he's wrestled, it feels like they're not doing much with Priest anymore. They're kind of giving him the sit down, letting other stars come up. And I like that, but there was also something to give this a plus, and I think they're giving this a plus for the notable observation. But for the match, I'll let it go. I'll let it through. Rhodes and Zayn had a tense interaction backstage. Sami Zayn was talking about how he gets out. It looks like Sami Zayn could be turning heel, but maybe that's a good thing for this year until we come right back around to WrestleMania season, which then Sami Zayn should fucking be a babyface and win the World Championship next year. But I digress. Julia took on Rhea Ripley. So, here's a little slap in the face, and this is why I'm going to give it a B-. This is why I'm going to give it a B-. Io Sky was originally announced to be Julia's opponent for tonight, but for some reason WWE changed it to Ripley before the show. There was no explanation given, and Sky does not appear to be injured, so it's possible WWE wants Julia and Sky's first singles match to feel like a bigger deal when it happens. Therefore, with no reason other than that, I'm going to negate it because there was just no reason to make the change. They should have said that Io was unfortunately not able to make it due to travel due to their circumstances, due to whatever the fuck it may be. They could be giving Julia and Io maybe that 1-on-1 singles at some point. Here, they decided to do Ripley and Julia. But again, I would like an explanation to why the fuck it wasn't, other than, well, I want their first singles match to be a bigger deal. That's not a fucking reason. You advertised it, make forth on your advertisement. And then you fucking, you got other sites doing the same shit. Anyway, they started with a furious lockup that saw both women get back into the ropes, but Julia took the chance to slap Rhea instead of making a clean break. As the show cut to a break, Rhea Ripley hit the ring post with her shoulder to give Julia the upper hand. The Beautiful Madness had been a great performer since coming to WWE, so it felt like this one was the first time she's got to show off more aggression than she has, because Ripley is also the kind of opponent who brings out the best of people. Jackson Legend showed up and caused the match to come to an abrupt halt with attacking Ripley. Now Sky ran to the ring and made the save to send the attackers out of the ring. So now this is weird, because now she's here. So Io Sky is here. So instead of doing exactly what you could have done with this, you decided to B-. No contest, B-. It's a weird way to end. No explanation for why Io isn't in this match. You still could have done this with Io. It still would have been great. And I honestly probably would have left it as a B as it is. But no, the minus comes in for no reasoning. Johnny Gargano's got a new gimmick now, being the lying plank. Randy Orton took on Aleister Black in the main event. So after an argument backstage, Black and Orton ended up in the main event. And this felt fucking good to do. They started with running the ropes and countering each other before both men took their signature poses for a standoff. As the show went to a break, the Viper hit a clothesline to send Black out of the ring. Orton hit his draping DDT and had Black in place for the RKO, but the Dutch Destroyer rolled out of the ring to avoid it. The Viper hit another DDT on the floor, but while the referee was looking away, McIntyre showed up and nailed Orton with the W title. Cody Rhodes chased McIntyre out of the arena, but the damage was done. One Black Mass kick later, and Orton was down for the 3 count. So, here's another thought to all of this too, and I probably overshadowed it, but I want you to look. Now, Trick Williams is also in there. I've already made that clear. There is another opportunity here for this. I'm going to get rid of the Randy Orton, and I'm going to write another scenario out, okay? Because this is a scenario that I think might happen too. with everything going on in this shit. Let's say it's not Cody who wins it, right? Wins the Elimination Chamber. Most likely Cody's going to fucking win it because, let's be honest, what the fuck? But we possibly know that Jacob Fatu is going to get his grubby hands on fucking, in that, or he's going to get his grubby, he's going to get into the match somehow. But what if it's a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania? You give Drew McIntyre 3 different opponents, Cody, Jacob, and Randy, for the WWE title. Now, obviously, this is unlikely to happen considering that Randy Orton is in the Elimination Chamber, Jacob Fatu is not, so how the fuck would this make sense if Randy Orton gets involved? Well, I don't know. But maybe Randy, Jacob might have their title match during the European tour, or no. Whatever they're doing whatever they're doing leading up to WrestleMania, those weeks. This is just a thought thing, just to keep in mind, because it's a possibility that it could happen. But I'm going to stick with my likely choice, which is, of course, this. It is going to be Cody and McIntyre for WrestleMania. It just has not been planned out yet. And I'm going to leave Stephanie Vakir, and so now we can take this out, because that's not happening. I think now it might just be Alexa Bliss, which actually makes more sense considering everything that's there. And who knows? Let's just leave this for right now, just because it's what possibly, like, we could think it's happening. Like, Jade's either facing, it's going to be Stephanie and Liv. It just feels right. But it's going to get confirmed on Raw. So I'll let you know on Raw next week. But we still got one more qualifier, and since we got that pulled up here, let me pull this up real quick. Elimination Chamber 2026. Let me look at what we got left. So, for the final Raw, it will be the original El Grande Americano, Jey Uso, and Bronson Reed. As for Raw, for the women's, Kairi Sane, Io Sky, and Raquel Rodriguez. So, considering that we have, what is it, babyface, heel, we need another babyface. Io Sky is going to fucking be added into this match. So, it's not going to be the women's tag team champions, and it's not going to be Kiana James. So, and it's not going to be Asuka. Jade Cargill's. So it comes down to Bliss and Stratton. Personally, give it to Bliss. And then for the men's, well, we already got fucking what? Babyface, heel. We need one more heel. It's probably going to be Bronson Reed. Now, the original Grande would be so much fun, but I think it's Bronson Reed who's in this. And LA Knight's going to get taken out by Brock Lesnar, probably. So, there's that. Anyway, nice knowing that that's the case. But, yes, Aleister Black defeated Orton. And I'm going to give it a B+. I should give it an A-, but fuck it. It's a B+ at best. But what was the final grade? Well, Friday Night SmackDown had a couple of notable highlights, but also had some low points that stuck out. Femi's match against Wilson felt rather pointless, and ending Julia and Ripley without a winner felt like lazy booking. Especially by taking taking Io out with no fucking explanation. So that puts a damper on it. I think the best match of the night probably has to go to Williams, Hayes, and Priest, who probably had the most fun in this. It was also fun to see Ilya Dragunov take on Tama Tonga, who is starting to feel like more of those singles. It's also nice to see Kiana James get a spotlight over Jackson Flair, two top women's in the sports. She has been waiting patiently for an opportunity, and it's finally paying off. Well, it's not going to really pay off because she's not going to fucking win it, but regardless, Elimination Chamber has the potential to be a good show with the lineup that WWE has built so far, but that comes down to whether it books the right winners in the Chamber matches or not. Cody being these. I will get to my predictions next week. I have them set up, so I know exactly who I want to do. I think I have to set up I think I got the review set up. We'll have to check. But yeah, overall, it is a C. Yeah, C+. I agree. What did you guys think of SmackDown? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit a like, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a stream. I'll be back on Tuesday to give you the Raw before the Elimination Chamber. 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, of course. I'm sorry I was late. I had some errands to run. So, I will be back there. You also can catch me Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, of course, standard time, for the predictions for the Elimination Chamber. And then you'll get the SmackDown Summary on the day of the Elimination Chamber and the review on that 1st of March. I will see you guys on Monday. And don't forget, we got one more spot left. So I'm just going to put right now, Reed, what we got? Uso and Grande. And then what we have? Oh, Sky. It's going to be Sky. Sane. And Raquel. I'm not writing Rodriguez. All right. One of those three are winning. I think it's going to be Bronson Reed. I'm going to bold it. I think it's Bronson Reed, and I think it's Sky. Hopefully I'm wrong. Maybe Raquel. Looking that there's, maybe, but I think there's more babyface. Maybe Raquel should be added to feel more like a player in this. You know, it feels right. I mean, actually, maybe Raquel should win. Maybe Raquel. You know what? Yeah, fuck that. They're gonna keep Io Sky out. Fuck it. Give it to Raquel. Give Raquel and Bronson Reed the opportunity here. Don't let it be Uso. Don't let it be let it be Reed. Let it be Raquel. Those are my guesses. And then I will tell you who I think is gonna win. But again, based on what you see here, it's already like written out fucking. But I do have the ability to make more than just one prediction. So not everything is finalized. But this is what we're looking at. And I will pull this back up when I do the predictions. So you guys know. I will pull this up to use this as a template for who beat who to get into the Elimination Chamber. And, of course, this helps. This fucking helps. Right? And if you guys do think this helps, let me know. Because I will continue to do it. Especially for Money in the Bank. Because they like to do qualifiers there, too. So just let me know. But otherwise, I got nothing left to say. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Peace!